Okay, so in true cinema verite style, filming this on my phone. This is my first attempt at trying to charge this thing at like a public access point. Now I've had to park up at the Novotel, so it's here in a town called Ipswich. I'm going up to see Deadpool 2 at the cinema in a little bit with my matey James Dean. The car's not like even remotely empty, like still got 65 miles in the tank, but I thought it would be great because, you know, I've told him to meet me at 5, so I've got a good 10 minutes before he gets here, so I am going to try and give the car a bit of a zap and basically see how easy or not this is. Now, annoyingly, to get into this car park, I already had to pay £2 for an hour, so that kind of hurts a little bit. You know, with me saving the planet and, you know, all the trees and stuff, I should really be given £2 for coming in here. But, you know, okay, let's see how it goes. Now, I have here in my hand my Polar Plus card, and this is a Polar station, unlike the charging point in my town. So let's see. So let's turn this car off. Let's open up the front, see how we get on. Okay. Right, now we got, so you got all the different types of charging. Okay, your Alt to start, touch your card. Okay, welcome, thank you very much, card accepted. Okay, it's a good start. Alright, and there now what? Select charging type, I've got the shadow mode. Okay, connect your vehicle, right, that's, oh, is it, oh, no it's not that one, it's, that's it, so it's this one. So I just stick it in. Okay, safety check's been carried out. Yeah, authenticated, communicating, charging. Okay, that's quite smart. It talks to the car, so it knows how much juice the car's got. Now, interesting note here as well. In consideration for other users, please note after 90 minutes, an overstay fee of £10 per hour applies. The car, see that the little lights are lighting up there and it's doing its thing. So I'm just literally going to wait here for like 10 minutes and just see how much juice it gets, and fingers crossed. And I actually, you know, the one thing, I have absolutely no idea how much this is costing. Like, it hasn't said that it's that it's going to charge me. You know, that's an interesting one. So there you go. It's certainly chugging the juicer. I mean, this is a I mean, you know, you worry about thieves stealing it. I don't worry about it. Anyone tried to cut this cable, like you're gonna find them probably like flung up there somewhere. So that's not something I worry about. So a bit of a result went in to pay for this quickly because the car's, you know, well, it's doing well, but it's 5 o'clock now, so I need to go. The car's been charging for 14 minutes, so it's put like 22% charging, so that's not too bad. But yeah, went in to pay for my parking, which should have been like £2, and they said, "Oh, are you staying here?" I said, "No, I'm just using your electricity." So they said, "Oh, you don't need to pay then." So that's nice. So right, so stop charge, please touch your card. So here's card being checked, card accepted, and I guess that's it. You've charged 8.5 kilowatt hours. Yeah, lovely. Dusty as hell screen. Please disconnect your car. Right, okay, there we go. And put that up there, and that's it. So, I mean, that was kind of easy. That's mission complete for day 2, and still got charge in the car. Now, I'm recording while it's dark for a couple of reasons. Now, believe it or not, despite the fact that, you know, I do things like I build my own computers, you know, I'm a massive gearhead when it comes to cameras and things, I'm not really very tech savvy. It's not so much, maybe not tech savvy, I'm just not interested in a lot of technology. Like, when it comes to my phones, well, I replace mine when it breaks, which is more often these days than it ever used to be, and that makes me sound really old. Anyway, the car. I've discovered a feature, I suppose you'd call it, that is possibly one of the most bizarre and unusual I've ever found in a car, and it definitely goes under that list of weird features where you're like, so they had time for that but not other stuff. Anyway, I need the assistance of BBC Radio 5 Live because they don't really play copyrighted music on there, and I'm just going to disable the interior illumination. Now, basically, the other day I discovered a switch down here. You see, it's off music and mood. And I thought, what the hell does that do? Well, I shall show you. So, turn the lights off. Let me turn up the radio.
I was about to say Joe, but I thought it can't possibly happen. Yeah, he was there.
Yes.
And now
You see that? The little sort of speaker surround down here. It lights up. Crazy. Also, the car has Android Auto and I'm pretty sure Apple CarPlay. So I'm using those at the minute. That's quite fun. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, one thing I do want to point out. It's really, really confusing with the car. See this little green icon up here? Okay, so obviously not having an engine of sorts to turn over or to indicate to you when it's on, starting the car actually is a little bit odd. So you've got a power switch down here. So, you know, you think, okay, well, I'll just press that and the car's on, right? So, well, not really. So you press it again and then it comes up. You notice it hasn't played the little chimes. Now, the car's not actually drivable, so if I try and drive it, there's nothing. There's nothing there. So you're like, okay, so what did I do wrong? Okay, so what you got to do, so then, notice what's just happened there. Okay, so what happened, you have to press this button with your foot on the brake. But it doesn't, anywhere does it really tell you that. I think it did give me a message yesterday, so why it didn't today I don't know. So literally then when you put your foot down there, then you get the little light, and that means that the motor is active. And then when you go to foot off the brake, she'll move. So onwards and outwards. Now all plugged in. I tell you what, Keir, if you want some feedback, one thing I'll tell you, it's really not even very nice day. I mean, look at it. It's grey as hell. Very hard to see the lights on this. Yeah, I'm kind of like, are they on? Are they not? Put bright LEDs in here, you stingy wombats. Right. That's plugged in. Now this does light up. So you can see that's doing its thing. However, unlike the glorious DC power socket I was in yesterday, look at that. 49% now. Recharging time. 10 hours 20, so I'm not going to be here for that long, so let's see just how much juice it does give me in, say, like the hour that I'm here. So right, this is my dad. So he wanted to go out in the electric car because actually he quite likes the look of it, which I can't believe, but hang on, no one's perfect. Also, my dad and I tend to buy each other foodie presents quite often, and he's pulled a blinder. I don't know how I'm going to be. He's got donkey sausage.
Beat that.
Yeah, there you go. Unusual,
camel, I suppose.
Unusual food. Like yeah, well, there's a South African shop in the local town, isn't there? It does springbok and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, this is from Super U in France. Le Batisto. All the way from Le Mans. How do you convert the watts into horsepowers on things like this?
So this is officially, it's 109 horsepower.
Okay, yeah.
In Australia, they actually rate all their engines as kilowatts anyway. So yeah, it's 109 horsepower. Torque, I think, is like 200 pound-foot. But obviously, it's all there all the time.
Yeah.
So it kind of picks up quite nicely.
That's cool.
So.
And what does it weigh?
1,500 kilo.
It's not too hideous then, is it?
No, it's sort of average, I suppose, for a car. It's not like, oh my god, it's 2 tons because of the batteries or anything.
Yeah, the Zero motorbikes were about the same as bikes, you know,
yeah.
80 kilos, that sort of thing. I'll tell you what I saw the other day, and I thought, blimey, I haven't seen one of those for years. It was the first eco car. I believe it's the Honda Insight.
Yes.
Looks
yes,
like a little beetle.
Yeah, it's got the covers on the wheels.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, first gen Insight.
Whatever happened to them?
I don't think anyone ever bought one.
Yeah.
Well, it was probably when it came out, you probably didn't really give a shit about how much petrol cost.
It was looking like brand new. And turn left. Yeah, the Honda Insight.
Yeah, I've seen, I think, 2 on the road, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that handles as well, doesn't it?
It's not too bad. It's got eco tyres and everything on it, but it's all right.
Well, if Honda bought out the CR Z that I had
Yes.
as a proper electric car, I'd probably have one because it's a good-looking car.
It's quite a fun car.
It was a fun car.
But it wasn't actually that eco.
It wasn't ego at all. Struggled to get 40 out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, back then you just buy a Golf Blue Motion with diesel and do like 70 to the gallon instead.
And get 40 out of a Vito van.
Yeah. Yeah, so my aunt, my dad's sister, lives in California, which seems to be the sort of home of the electric car, because there's so many things over there. She has a Prius Fiat 500 electric, which I didn't even know existed until I went over there, but in San Francisco, they're everywhere. Quite nice looking cars.
She's on a second, actually, isn't she?
Oh, right.
She's had a second one.
Well, I turned up at hers with a 6.2 litre V8 Corvette, and I think I sort of, I'm sure the neighbours were talking. She'd swapped the eco household for a Corvette, but yeah, so it does the job, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah.
And the thing is, for me, I think actually one of the greatest victories about it is that if you take the whole charging it up bit out of the equation, it's just a car. Drives around normally, and yeah, it's one speed gearbox, so it's dead easy to drive.
With sport mode? No.
Well, what you have is the car, by default the car starts in eco mode.
Yeah.
So you turn that off, and that gives you a bit better throttle response and all that jazz.
See all bit steam fairs going on down there, get rid of felt pallets. Do a bit for the environment. Yeah. Burn some pallets. Look at the steam engines going.
Offset the old eco cars. There you go, and then you just it does that at you, so
Cool.
it's nice, isn't it?
I like it. It's cool. Yeah.
There you go. Dad likes the car. Okay. Now, I've been here for just over an hour and a bit, although I did, of course, take Dad out for a drive, so let's see how much juice I've got left. $53 miles. Basically what I came here with. So this is interesting. I've now on a taxi ride down the road to Stonemark, which is about 10 miles away. Then I'm going to turn around and go probably about another 20 or 30 miles to a little place called Bury St Edmunds, where I'll get some lunch because they have a nice market on. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. So I need to find somewhere to charge up in Bury St Edmunds. I've already taken the piss out of Nissan once, so I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to have to find a charging point that hopefully is going to be a little bit quicker than that one. Now this is a different setup to what I'm used to. There's no obvious way of how I plug in, so hopefully all's going to be revealed. So there you go. Charge Master. Please hold the RFID card on target above for 2 seconds. So now what does it say? There's a tick. Connect vehicle to socket 1. Where's socket 1? Oh, it's around the back. Okie dokie. 16 kVA, it's one of these jobs. Right, so this is a different one to what I had yesterday. So this means I've got to rescue cable out the car. So that means I've got to get the tripod out of the car and grab the cable. So that's now in. From this end, there's now no real obvious sign of how this is working, but you can see that the car is lighting itself up. Now from inside you can then see an indication, because this is faster than the regular domestic 13 amp socket, but it's still not a fast charge. So this is now saying it's going to take 9 hours to charge, but from 25%. So the last time I plugged it in, you recall, it was about 50 something percent, and it said it was going to take 10 hours from that. So it is quicker, but still not super quick. So I'm gonna go get some lunch, feel like an idiot because I didn't bring my jacket or anything, and basically, well, this is gonna give me enough juice to get home. Then I'll obviously have to plug the car in when I'm home.